Cosmic setting. This is a Galactic Shaman on a Reiki journey. This will be day 8 of my Reiki journey and day 7 for my self Reiki. Now, I have written all of my notes for the day. I woke at 6:30. I did my kitchen magic, did the plant and snake misting, lit all the candles, opened up circle. It was pretty seamless because, well, everyone was sleeping and our morning wasn't too busy with other commitments. Opened up circle, did my trance dancing, recited the Reiki principles, as well as did the hand positions from crown to root. I noticed jaguar spirit, macaw spirit, and hummingbird spirit came right away. 7 o'clock, woke up Miss Breeze, began breakfast, did the cold water with the eggs for hard-boiled eggs, put the chicken sausage and hash browns into the air fryer, began cleaning up, fed the pups their chicken, or I believe, yes, fed the pups their chicken. 7:30, woke up sunset, began getting dressed into my sacred clothes, which actually I'm still in. The affirmation today is, I access the wisdom of being human. Let's see here. I also posted or scheduled the cosmic tip of the day. Now, those are planetary transitions for tips gathered from the book I wrote, Your Cosmic Chakra Guidebook, because today Pluto in Aquarius went into retrograde. So now I'm actually going to develop for myself and my quantum life coaching clients how to meditate and journal and observe their specific Pluto placement and observe how they are ascending and transforming. So scheduled that, packed my shaman toolbox for the chakra clearing appointment that I had today. Also created a reel because this client is having a birthday sometime this month, and I do love treating my clients. So gathered certain things for her birthday. Sunset also made a, card and artwork for her. What I found fascinating, I received a text message after the appointment, and it was stating how they were in the middle of painting a tiger lily, and that is exactly what Sunset had drew for her. And it's so cool, the coincidence, but really showing how universe works and how powerful the soul and spirit are. So after I packed my toolbox, I also made a reel of the cool things for her because I also got some things from the crystal shops, 2 different crystal shops that are my favorite, and I wanted to help advertise that. Let's see here. Made my matcha with coconut milk, prepped sandwiches and snacks for lunchtime. Then we were on our way to the cities by 8:45. We saw lots of angel numbers on license plates and other places. 10 o'clock, arrived at the client's home. It was a beautiful session. Also answered a question about astral binary chakras and higher selves. So that was really fun. That is one of my favorite things to work on. And it was very relevant because that is the second book that I am writing about, our astral binary chakra systems, and how our divine self, where our soul originates from, fragments off into different dimensions to experience a life in different existences and realities. Let's see here. Then my loves, they went to the Maplewood Mall while I was at this appointment. 11:30, I was picked up. we changed the plans because it was so nice out. The plans got changed to going to Como Zoo instead of Mall of America, especially since they found so many things at Maplewood Mall already. We get there, and apparently everyone else had the same idea. So I literally was like, universe, if you want us to be here, please present a spot. And I swear, more vehicles piled up around us to the point where we were in a dead stop. That was just a big sign, like, nope, this plan change wasn't meant to be. Also, I recognized everyone else, like, what they planned on doing or getting got their fulfillment, and my plan for what I wanted to get wasn't fulfilled. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to cheat myself out of this fun day as well. So typed in IKEA, found out there was an IKEA in Roseville, which I'm like, It was super tiny. It's really cute, but it's more for ordering something and having it delivered there. Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. So I didn't find what I intended on finding. But when we left Como Zoo, before we got to that cute mini IKEA, we saw this sign for mystical creatures, some kind of puppet show thing. Totally going to that. The tickets aren't out yet, but that is something that is definitely on the list, and I feel like was the only purpose of driving through there. Around noon, we ate our sandwiches and other snacks that I packed. Then we headed to the IKEA in Bloomington, which I know had what I was looking for. We had some food there because we love the veggie and plant meatballs. Looked at the rooms upstairs. It was really fun because Breeze wanted to go to the park and see one of her friends there, and she was like, can we hurry this along? But then she was the one also looking at all of the rooms and having fun. So it was just nice to like bond and kind of go over similar things, and like we know what each other likes, so we're like, hey, this looks like something you'd have in your room or around the house. So that was fun. Let's see here. Then we finally got to the downstairs, and they have all their plants, and I'm looking. I found a few plants. It was between these 3 different large plants that I love. But I was having a plant in my mind called the umbrella plant. I used to have a really big one. Well, it grew. I had it really small, and it grew really big. Lost it in a relationship. It wasn't mine to keep anyways. And then I'm looking for it, and I see these ones that grow the same, but I'm like, it's not it. Did some research. I found out the one I'm looking for is a dwarf umbrella plant, and the ones that were at the store are umbrella trees. Pretty much where they sprout their leaves is different. One sprouts their leaves on a long branch limb, the other sprouts them more in crowded groups, and I like the crowded grouping. I was on such a hunt for this. I even called Home Depot to see if they had any, and they did not. And the scientific name was a bit confusing because they share the same scientific name, but one is compact and one isn't. So, I did need help in deciding which one because I knew the Monstera at our home, I think I spoke about this in the previous video, was getting ready for one of them. I just wasn't sure, and I'm also smiling because both my daughters were like, you're making the other plant feel bad because you're not wanting it, and it clearly wants to come home with us. So we brought one home that has one that was very clearly new. It was bright green compared to the other one, so it just unraveled. And then it has a little one rolled up who is going to unravel. So I'm very excited. I looked up more on it, and it's called Bird of Paradise. And that's when I realized, oh, you are connected to the macaw that was around me, and like the leaves look like a huge bird wing, and then when it buds a flower, it looks like a parrot. So that's where I knew, okay, you were meant to come with us. Let's see, drove home. We got home around a little after 4:35. Breeze asked to walk the Star Pups. That was super kind of her. She also showed me her findings at Maplewood. Really cute stuff. Sunset, she showed me her findings. Plus, she picked a smaller plant at IKEA. It kind of looks like a palm tree, and I absolutely love it. She's beginning her own little garden type plants. It's not in her room because there is sunlight, but the windows aren't open constantly, so we've put it in the sunlight, and it's actually by Luke the Rat. And it was so adorable because I put it right by him and it immediately came out to check it out and see what it is. Then she also showed me what she picked out from the mall, and it was these little kangaroo figurines, and that kind of made my day because kangaroo spirit has been very present. The neighbor and them were playing. It was awesome. While Elam and I replanted the bird of paradise into a bigger pot because it was running out of room, and when we took it out, the roots were very layering on top of each other, so it was nice to kind of shake things up and get it into a bigger pot and place it where it needed to be. I was so happy. Once we placed it there, I also noticed Miss Portal, our largest snake, and Maddie, our youngest male, they were out and about. Oh, excuse me. Super sleepy. They were out and about, so I took them out because it was actually warmer outside than it was in our home. It was pretty cool in our home. Took them out on the deck, hung out on the deck for a bit, chatted with the neighbor, and then Elam took Pacha, our oldest boy, and Realm, our youngest girl, out of their tanks, and we all went out back to put them in the grass. I'm very thankful that Elam did not mow the lawn yet because the grass was nice and long, so they could really get into the grass and venture around the backyard. It was so much fun. Pacha, he has done that. He is an older snake. He has been in the grass a lot, actually, where these other snakes are still pretty newer to us. They've been with us for a couple of years, versus Pacha has been with me for, this will be the 6th year. Wow. Yeah. But the other snakes were a bit leery about the grass. It was actually really funny. I was kind of thinking, like, they're very much, I was joking, I'm like, they're very city snakes. They don't want to be out and about. But after a while, they got really comfortable to the point of Elam went to grab a measuring tape and measured them. Portal is roughly 5 feet, and let's see, Realm was at least 3 feet, so they're getting up there. I don't remember the other two off the top of my head. I just remember the girls, just because the females get larger than the males. So they had an absolute blast, and they're also periscoping, and I love seeing them periscope. It's when they raise the top half of their body and they kind of scan and they look around. So cute. Honestly, that was one of my favorite part of the days. 6:30 rolls around. Elam went to grab things for dinner. Apparently everyone else had the same idea. We were thinking hot dogs, but the hot dog buns were out, so hamburger buns it was, and everyone loved it. Also vanilla custard and root beer. Kind of had a very chill, summery meal. 6:45, Miss Breeze chose a movie. It was cute and suspenseful. I really liked it was like suspenseful in the sense of they let your mind be creative with what happened. They didn't really show anything that was gory or scary. So that was fun to watch. I want to say it was a little after 7:30. I'm not exactly sure the exact time, but I know the movie was about to be over, and their father called to FaceTime them. Then afterwards, Sunset needed to shower. I did her hair into braids, so she was all fresh and clean for tomorrow. Elam read Narnia to us. Then I also put a load of laundry for Miss Breeze for her clothes to be all ready for tomorrow, which now thinking about it, it needs to go in the dryer. Then after everyone else is settled, I sat down, wrote everything, and then 10 p.m. I did my Reiki thought of the day. Healing is a journey, not a destination, and this is how I answered the question in the prompt. I am most proud of healing myself to the point of being able to be the best mother. I know I am. Like, it's interesting. My whole life, I've known I'm a good mother. Like, my whole life, I've known this. But a lot of my life, I didn't know I was a good mother and love myself. There's a huge point where there was such a lack of love for myself that it was preventing me from accepting and allowing my natural trait of being a good mother to come out. So it's taken a long time, and I know there isn't a destination. Like, each and every day I'm being shown that it's not, oh, wonderful, I'm a good mom today and that's it. I don't have to continue working on it. I don't have to continue healing, and that's just not the matter. I'm smiling because I do chakra clearings on clients during first quarter. Today's the first quarter in Leo. And I have Leo in my Fortuna, but I was basking because I didn't have any challenges or homework to overcome, and of course I thought that was kind of strange. Like, usually there's something. And with Pluto being in retrograde in Aquarius, both of my Saturn placements are in Aquarius, my tropical and sidereal, my Western and Eastern. So I'm Saturn in Aquarius through and through. So I thought it was odd that no challenges arose. And then I realized, totally blanked to put aside $75 for paying my half of softball gear. And immediately my heart drops, and I timeline jumped to a timeline where I was brought to court for either not being told about a bill or huge forgetfulness. This was also prior knowing that I'm neurodivergent, prior to knowing about my autism and ADHD and needing constant reminders written down, even to the point of having like reminders on my phone to buzz. So my heart sank when I found out the $75 wasn't set aside. We paid other bills, and we also gave like our children their allowance for the month, and it was just like, oh my goodness, immediate catastrophizing of, I'm going to get a court order, I'm going to get the girls taken away, just the worst possible things. And then I realized, you know what, I just saw a client that more than covers the $75. Also, my partner gets paid this weekend, and in this moment, I'm enjoying my night and wrapping up the whole week that we've had with them. No way is me being a human and forgetting this and actually allowing the universe to show me how I am here to experience being human, not being perfect, but being human, and not allowing the fear of the past to seep in and ruin the moment of the present. So, and to find solutions. And it's like, you know what? The check that I deposited goes through on Thursday. Things are going to be gravy. It is okay. I am still an amazing mom because I love myself and I'm not allowing things to tear me apart anymore. Whew. And that's where it's like, oh, it is the journey. It's not the destination. I don't want to fast forward to Thursday to just get it paid. I know there are beautiful things happening on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before that. So there was a part of me that would be anxious all the way until Thursday came around and feel like, oh my goodness, I'm in the clear. And it just doesn't work that way. So that was something beautiful to look on and write about. And that I am most proud of loving myself, because then other aspects like my motherhood, like my partnership, like my position in what I do for a living, I do not heal other people. I am a way shower. I show other people through my example, so then they have the motivation and different navigational tools to conquer their journey and experience their journey in full. So, I think that was still on topic. That is it for today. If you want only the Reiki highlights, visit the TikTok channel, Galactic Wisdom Wayshower. Thank you so much for following my journey. I love you guys. Bye.